In a world where change is constant and life moves fast, can ancient wisdom still make a profound impact? These are the questions we grapple with as we navigate through the hustle and bustle of our daily lives, our minds often clouded with the noise of modernity. Yet, amidst this clamor, there's a voice that resonates, echoing through the centuries. It's the voice of Siddhartha Gautama, better known as the Buddha, whose teachings have inspired millions across the globe. Buddha's wisdom, though born in the quietude of ancient India, has an uncanny relevance to the frenzied pace of our contemporary world. His teachings, rooted in the understanding of suffering, the impermanence of life, and the path to liberation, serve as a beacon, guiding us through the stormy seas of modern existence. The Four Noble Truths, the Eightfold Path, the teachings on mindfulness and compassion, these aren't just lofty philosophical concepts, but practical tools applicable in our everyday lives. They provide us with a compass, helping us navigate the complexities of our personal relationships, our professional challenges, and our inner turmoil. In our quest for success and happiness, we often overlook the power of mindfulness, the importance of right action, and the transformative potential of compassion. But Buddha's teachings remind us of these core principles, inviting us to slow down, to be fully present, and to cultivate a heart of kindness. This journey of exploration isn't just about understanding Buddha's teachings, it's about integrating them into our lives, transforming our perspective, our actions, and ultimately, our experience of life itself. So whether you're dealing with a demanding job, a challenging relationship, or a personal struggle, Buddha's wisdom offers invaluable insights, practical solutions, and a path towards inner peace. As we embark on this journey together, let's remember that the wisdom of the past isn't just a relic to be admired from afar. It's a living, breathing guide, as relevant today as it was over 2,000 years ago. Join us as we bridge the gap between past and present, discovering timeless wisdom for today's challenges. The core of Buddha's teachings lies in understanding the nature of suffering and the path to its cessation. This wisdom is encapsulated in what are known as the Four Noble Truths. The first truth is the existence of suffering, or dukkha. It acknowledges that life, in its many forms, inevitably involves some level of suffering. This suffering can be physical, like illness and old age, or emotional, like the pain of loss, the frustration of unfulfilled desires, or a general dissatisfaction with life. The second truth is the origin of suffering, or samudaya. It tells us that this suffering is not random or without cause, but arises from our own desires and attachments. It's our craving for pleasure, material goods, immortality, or even our aversion to those we dislike or situations we don't want that leads to suffering. The third truth, nirodha, is the cessation of suffering. It brings a message of hope, that it is possible to end this cycle of suffering. By fully understanding the nature of suffering and its origins, we can begin to free ourselves from its grasp. And finally, the fourth truth, magga, lays out the path to end suffering, known as the Eightfold Path. It's not a rigid set of rules, but rather a guide for ethical and mindful living. The Eightfold Path encourages wisdom through right understanding and right intention. It promotes ethical conduct through right speech, right action, and right livelihood. And it fosters mental discipline through right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. These teachings from over 2,000 years ago are not outdated philosophical concepts, but practical guides that remain relevant even today. They teach us about the impermanence of things, the importance of right action, and the power of mindfulness and compassion. Consider the concept of right speech, for instance. In our age of digital communication, where we can instantly share thoughts with the swipe of a finger, how often do we pause to consider the impact of our words? Are we speaking truthfully, kindly, and at the right time? Are our words helpful and necessary? The practice of right speech can guide us in our interactions, fostering healthier relationships and promoting a more mindful use of our communication tools. Or take the principle of right livelihood, which encourages us to earn our living in a way that does not harm others. In today's world, where our choices as consumers have far-reaching impacts, this teaching can inspire us to consider the ethical implications of our purchases and support businesses that align with our values. The Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path also offer a framework for dealing with life's challenges. They encourage us to face our difficulties head-on, understanding that suffering is a part of life, but it doesn't have to define it. By accepting the reality of our situation, we can begin to take steps towards overcoming our challenges rather than avoiding or denying them. And in an era where we often feel rushed and distracted, the practice of mindfulness as part of the Eightfold Path can help us to live more fully in the present moment. It invites us to pay attention to our experiences, our emotions, and our thoughts without judgment or distraction. This can lead to greater understanding, improved focus, and ultimately, a more peaceful and fulfilling life. Let's explore these teachings and see how they apply to our everyday lives, from the way we communicate to the choices we make. Whether you're navigating the ups and downs of life, seeking more meaningful relationships, or striving for personal growth, the wisdom of Buddha's teachings offers a path towards understanding, compassion, and inner peace. It's not about becoming a different person, but about coming to know and accept ourselves just as we are and moving through our lives with greater mindfulness and intention. Understanding Buddha's teachings is the first step. So picture this: you're immersed in the hustle and bustle of your daily routine, juggling tasks and relationships. How do the teachings of Buddha fit into this picture? How can the wisdom of ages ago guide your decisions, enrich your interactions, and lead you to personal growth in the present day? But how do these ancient lessons translate into our daily routines, our relationships, and our personal growth? Let's find out. In today's fast-paced world, applying Buddha's wisdom can bring clarity and peace. In the whirlwind of deadlines, traffic, and technology, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. Yet Buddha's teachings offer a refuge, a way to navigate the chaos with grace and serenity. Let's delve into the practical applications of these ancient teachings. Take mindfulness, for instance. In the Buddhist tradition, mindfulness is a form of meditation where one focuses on being intensely aware of what they're sensing and feeling in the moment without interpretation or judgment. But how does this translate to a bustling workday? Picture this. You're in the middle of a hectic day, your inbox is overflowing, and your to-do list is growing longer by the minute. Instead of succumbing to stress, you pause. You take a moment to truly engage with the present, to feel the weight of your body in your chair, the rhythm of your breath, the hum of the computer. You're not ignoring your tasks or escaping reality. Instead, you're grounding yourself in it, creating a calm amidst the storm. This, in essence, is applying mindfulness. Then there's the concept of right action, part of Buddha's Eightfold Path. It encourages ethical conduct, refraining from actions that cause harm. In a modern context, this could be as simple as choosing kind words over harsh ones during a heated discussion, or making ethical decisions in your consumer habits. But perhaps the most transformative teaching for our interpersonal relationships is practicing compassion. Compassion, in Buddhism, is a mind that treasures and cares for others. In challenging relationships, it can be a balm that heals and connects. Maybe you have a colleague who's difficult to deal with, or a family member who often sparks conflict. Instead of reacting with annoyance or anger, what if you approached them with compassion? What if you tried to understand their perspective, their struggles, their humanity? This isn't about excusing negative behavior, but about recognizing that everyone, including you, is fighting their own battles. This approach can dramatically shift the dynamics of a relationship, turning conflict into understanding and animosity into empathy. And beyond personal relationships, imagine the impact of such compassion if applied on a larger scale, in communities or even nations. Buddha's teachings also remind us that every moment, every interaction is an opportunity for growth and reflection. Every decision we make, every word we utter, can be a step on the path to enlightenment. This is not about reaching a mystical state, but about living a life of wisdom, compassion, and mindfulness. And finally, let's consider the teaching of impermanence, a core concept in Buddhism. Everything changes, nothing lasts forever. This may seem daunting, but it's also liberating. In a world where we often strive for permanence and certainty, this teaching encourages us to embrace change, to accept the ebb and flow of life. So, when you're feeling stuck in a difficult situation, remember, this too shall pass. When you're clinging too tightly to something, remember, let go. When you're resisting change, remember, flow with it. This acceptance of impermanence can bring a profound peace and flexibility to navigate life's ups and downs. We'll see how these teachings are not confined to meditation halls, but are alive in our homes, workplaces, and communities. They're not relics of a bygone era, but timeless wisdom that can guide us in the midst of our modern lives. So, as we traverse the bustling streets, as we type away on our keyboards, as we engage with loved ones and strangers alike, let's carry these teachings with us. Let's infuse our lives with the wisdom of mindfulness, right action, compassion, and acceptance of impermanence. Let's remember that beneath the noise and the haste, we can find a space of peace and clarity, a space where Buddha's teachings resonate, guiding us towards a life of deeper meaning and fulfillment. As our journey through Buddha's teachings and their relevance today comes to a close, we are reminded that these ancient wisdoms are not just echoes of a distant past. They are vibrant, pulsating truths that still resonate in our hearts and minds, wrapping us in a cocoon of wisdom and mindfulness. We've journeyed through the essence of Buddha's teachings, experiencing the profound wisdom of the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path. We've discovered their practical application in our daily routines, relationships, and personal growth, proving that timeless wisdom is not confined by the sands of time or the borders of cultures and societies. In the hustle and bustle of today's world, we've seen how Buddha's teachings can be a beacon of light, guiding us towards a path of clarity and peace. The idea of mindfulness, of being truly present in each moment, is an invaluable tool in navigating our fast-paced lives. It teaches us to appreciate the now, to find joy in simplicity, and to cultivate a deep sense of gratitude. We've explored the power of compassion, a cornerstone of Buddha's teachings. Compassion for ourselves and others can transform our relationships and interactions, bringing a sense of harmony and understanding even in difficult situations. The teachings of Buddha, though ancient, are not relics of the past. They are dynamic and adaptive, capable of molding themselves to fit our modern lives. They are a testament to the universal truths of life, relevant in every era, every culture, every heart. As we step back into the world, let's carry these teachings with us. Let them be our guide, our beacon, our source of peace and wisdom. Let's incorporate them into our lives, not as rigid rules, but as guiding principles that lead us towards a fulfilling, mindful life. In the end, it's not about following a set path, but about finding our own way, guided by the timeless wisdom of Buddha's teachings. So, I leave you with this final thought. What wisdom will you carry into your life from Buddha's timeless teachings?